Clean ballast. The ballast in a tank which, since oil was last carried therein, has been so cleaned that effluent therefrom, if it were discharged from a ship which is stationary, into clean calm water on a clear day, would not produce visible traces of oil on the surface of the water or on adjoining shorelines, or cause a sludge or emulsion to be deposited beneath the surface of water or upon adjoining shorelines. If the ballast is discharged through an oil discharge monitoring and control system approved by the administration, evidence based on such a system to the effect that the oil content of the effluent did not exceed 15 parts per million shall be determinative that the ballast was clean, notwithstanding the presence of visible traces, MARPL. Segregated ballast. The ballast water introduced into a tank which is completely separated from the cargo oil and oil fuel system and which is permanently allocated to the carriage of ballast or to the carriage of ballast or cargoes other than oil or noxious substances, MARPL. Ballast movement, a voyage or voyage leg made without any paying cargo in a vessel tanks. To maintain proper stability, trim, or draft, seawater is usually carried during such movements. Ballast pumps, electric-driven pumps, usually vertically mounted and fitted with separate motor-driven priming systems. Close-coupled designs have the pump rotor mounted on an extended motor shaft. This can cause difficulties when there is a need to open up the pump, as the motor may also have to be dismantled to gain access. With owners expecting to shorten port turnaround times, the need to get the ballast in or out of the tanks can take on a sense of urgency. Container ships are case in point. With containers stacked perhaps 6 high, they cannot leave port until the ballasting is correct. This means that ballast pumps have to move impressive amounts of seawater. If the operator says the ballast tanks have to be filled or emptied in a certain time, it is possible to look at this simplistically and divide their volume by the time to calculate the rate. However, as the tank empties, the head will reduce, and so will the effective flow rate. This in turn means the safety margin built in by the pump manufacturer is reduced, and friction losses in the pipework can take the flow out of specification. A priming system with an adequate air handling capacity is another important need. The pump/priming system not only has to contend with the depth of the tanks in the double bottom, but also with the height of the pump above the tank top. Air ejectors have limited capacity, so for the larger pumps, separate motor-driven pumps are required. Ballast system. Piping and pumping system arranged so that water can be drawn from any ballast tank or the sea and discharged to any other ballast tank or the sea. Ballast tank. Watertight compartment for holding water ballast.